Hi guys, we're going to review and do a little swatch on this plate, Clear Jelly Stamper 92, and this is how it comes in this little plastic thing, and now they have these new cards that kind of show you what it's supposed to look like, which is awesome. So, and then it has the blue film, and you just take that off, and then here is the plate. And so there's, you know, different layers and different parts to, it's all roses. I think it's called All is Rosy. Anyway, but it's CJS-92. So we're going to do, first we're going to start out and we're going to do this full image right here. And they can be the most challenging. And I'm going to show you my cheater way to do it. It still can be challenging even that way, but I think it helps. So normally you start out and you go 1, 2, 3. But we're going to start out and do this one in a light, you know, one of the colors in our color family. We're going to do that first. Then we're going to go second, third, and then do that again in a different color. So anyway, so let's get started. So first, I'm going to start out with this white. It's already, I used True Gel. I'll put in the comment box everything that I used, you know, for these. So we're going to start out and we're going to do, since we're doing white, we're going to do this pink by Now Maniology. This one's BMC, but it's Maniology. And like I said, I'll put all the names in the box. So we're going to go ahead and we're going to do that detailed image first. That's going to be our guide, so that we can hopefully line everything else, you know, layer everything else over it. That would be awesome. That would help. Okay, so we're going to go like that. And I'm using my Big Bling Clear Jelly Stamper. So we're just going to roll it up that way. So there's our image right there. And we're going to go ahead and get that on. We don't want it to dry. And just kind of, you know, put it where you think you want everything. And that kind of helps too, because, you know, then you can kind of see how it's supposed to look. Now see how light that is? It just gives you just enough you can see it to try and line things up. That's the plan. Okay, so get that out of the way. And then next we're going to do the leaves. That's those down here. And we're going to do those in kind of a mint green. It's also BMC Maniology now called. And we're just going to do that. It's kind of real pretty mint green. I love this mint green. We're just going to go ahead and get that in there. And then we're going to do the best we can to put this. Now I'm going to have to look at it. I'm sorry. I'll show it to you when I can. And it's kind of tough because even I try to go for something towards the middle. I find that works better than trying to do something on the side. But even then, your stamper can kind of go cattywampus. Now this is a super long nail, so this is even more challenging than your regular size nail. Because like I'm saying is, like if you're looking, even if you're looking in the middle, which I try to do, and you get all this lined up, well by the time your stamper gets down here, it can kind of torque just enough to throw things off here. And when it's the biggest challenge is when you're trying to do that, you know, the last final detail image, especially if you're doing a darker color. But we'll do the best that we can. So we've got our green mint leaves on there. Now we're going to go and we're going to do these big flowers right here, the big blank space flowers right there, and we're going to do that in a darker color. And this is also by BMC. Bundle Monster previously, now Maniology. So anyway, so we're going to go ahead and do that down, and then those, and you can just see they don't look like a whole lot. And then I'm going to do my best to line this up, and it gets kind of tricky here. Okay. Let's do it right. We're going to do it right there. So that's what we did right there. I'm just going to kind of gently roll it from side to side. and you can kind of look and see if there's, you know, any place that you need to add something. I think it looks like they're pretty good. I just had some extra ones on here. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead, and now I'm going to use like a really light baby pink, you know, same brand, except that I'm going to go ahead and clean this off because I want to make sure, because now we're doing that final layer with the detail, which we also started with because we were cheating. And I'm going to go ahead and clean that off because sometimes, you know, the light colors, they dry faster, and, you know, sometimes it's just good to make sure it's nice and clean to start with. So I'm just going to kind of make sure that's cleaned off good. Okay, so now we're going to do our light one, and it's our final one. And this one, I think, is the most challenging. And it can be even when you do the cheater way, because lining it up, but also because of the reason I said, which is that you start out and you can have this top part lined up, and then when you get down to the bottom, you know, then your stamper could have, you know, moved or torqued a little bit. So that's how that looks. There's your light pale pink, and I better hurry up and get it on before it dries. So I'm going to try and line it up the best I can with my middle ones, and I'm looking towards the top and then towards the top, the middle, and then hopefully I'm getting it over in the other areas where we need it. So it's super, super light and super soft. So here, let me turn it this way. So hopefully that will, you know, hopefully you can see that. I think it lined up pretty good. There looks like there's one little, it could have had a little bit more up there, but I think that one lined up pretty good. You know, if you wanted to, you could, you know, just go ahead, and if you had a little spot, you know, you could, you know, add to it. Let me see. I think it was like just the little top edge is all that that I'm missing. So we'll see if I can just add a teeny over it, just so it's not totally, you know, blank looking. Yep, that did it. So I don't know if you can see it or not, but it was just a teeny bit up here. Got it. Okay, so now we just got to let it dry for a minute, and then we're going to just you know, put a top coat over it. So while that's drying over there, we'll do one more, and we'll just do a couple individual flowers. Let me see. These things do not want to cooperate and stay straight. Okay, so we're going to do, there's like all kinds of single parts on here for all different kinds of roses. You know, rose buds, partially opened roses, fully opened roses. I mean, it's, if you love roses, and I do, it's just, you can just put together whatever kind of combination you want. It's just beautiful. So we're going to do, here's a bigger rose right here. And so it's just 2 layers. There's the blank space layer, the flower, the stem, and then here's the detail part. So we're going to go ahead and just do that and put it, you know, just kind of random on here. And I think we'll just stick with the same flowers probably, except that in this case I'm going to use white. Oh, I don't need to do a cheater. Sorry, that's right. Usually I only do that on, like, if it's a full space, if it's a trickier one. So I think on this one here, we're just going to do, let's do the dark. Let's stick with the dark. It might be easier for you to see, hopefully. So I'm just going to do the top part of the flower. Go that way. Up, see? Now this is exactly what you don't want to do. Usually, I forgot, but usually I'll go diagonal when I'm doing a blank space, because otherwise that's what happens. You get that little void if you go just, you know, straight. So I'm going to go ahead and clean that off and do it the way I normally do it. So that would be to the diagonal. And you want to hold your card kind of partly down, you know, if you, there we go. for these blank space kind of images. It works better. So there we are. There's that part. And so we're just going to kind of put it, you know, on here, you know, like that. And then we're going to do our get our little stem, and we're going to use some green. I think we'll use this. This is Born Pretty's, real pretty, kind of a teal. And we'll use that for our leaves and our stem. And it's also blank space. We're going to do that and there. And take that off of there. It doesn't look like much, just, you know, kind of parts, but then you can kind of make it however you want it to. So, okay, clean that off a little bit on there. So there's our stem, our blank space stem. Okay, so now we're going to go over and we're going to do the detail part. And I think I got a little bit of stamping polish on it, so I'm going to see if I can get it off. This thing is not cooperating. There we go. Okay, so I'm just going to kind of clean this a little bit more. There we go. Okay, so we're going to go with the light on the top part. And you can do the whole detail image if you want, but if you want different colors like I do, I'm just going to do, you know, the flower part first. You know, it'll take a little bit more time, but, you know, depends on how picky you are. Okay, so here I'm just going to line it up, and I hope you can see it. It's really a light pink, so just gently kind of pull it away. And then we're going to do the bottom part of our bottom part of our leaves right here. Oops, right here on our detail part. Yeah, I'm sorry. I know this is kind of tricky to be able to see this really good, I imagine. Okay, so we're just going to go like that. And then that's our little leaf. And we're just going to go over our leaf and our stem with leaves like that. And then just kind of gently roll. And there we go. And you can, you know, and if you just like it like that, you can leave it like that, or you could add some, you know, more leaves. There's some big leaves on here. There's your blank space, and there's your, you know, detail part. So we'll go ahead and do one of those, you know, so you can see what it looks like. I love these leaves. They're great. Okay, so we're going to go like that and like that. Let me take off what we don't need. And there's our blank space for our leaves, whatever. And you know what? I even kind of like them just like that. I mean, like if you layered it with some detailed, some not. You know, but anyway, we are going to do the detail part. So I'm going to use the lighter, kind of a mint green, to go over the detail part. Okay, card, cooperate. There we go. And let me get the excess off here. There we go. And there's our detail image, if you can see it, I hope. Okay. And let's get that on, lined up on here. And there we go. Okay. So you can just, you know, you can just go all day and you can add, you know, rose buds or, you know, more roses, more leaves, and just kind of keep going, you know, if you want to. The other one is dry, so I'm going to go ahead and put some Bundle Monster on it. Let this one dry a minute. And actually, this is the newer bottle and it's got Maniology, you know, on it. But anyway, it's smudge free. It's my favorite top coat for regular polish. And so I just go down the middle and just, you know, swipe it on the side. No smearing, works awesome. And so we have that one there. And then, so also I wanted to show you there's also a bigger rosebud too, and there's 2 layers there as well. There's the detailed layer, you know, and that would be the first one, that would be the second one. And then there's also small of those as well. There's like a smaller leaves, like those leaves we did. There's smaller ones down here, smaller set. There's a smaller set of rosebuds, you know, layered rosebuds down there, and just some beautiful, another full image down here, and lots of parts you can put together and just make beautiful, you know, images. So I'll go ahead and swipe this and down the middle, and you just kind of want to float it down just like that. So there we go. There's that one. And then let me show you some that I already had swatched. And so this one, you know, it's just different colors. That's the full image one. Gives it a little bit different look. There's the big ones and one of the big rosebuds, big leaves, just put on there random. We were just doing that on the second one. And then here's just the rosebuds, the big rosebuds. There's a little one up here, the big, you know, leaves. This is just a different color combination. I thought it was really pretty. Could be pretty for, you know, even a wedding or something. But this one is just different, you know, colors as well. It's the full image, like this one that we just did, the first one that we did. And here it is. So really pretty. Love this plate. It's gorgeous. And you can get 10% off if you use my IG Fun discount code that I'll put on there. So thanks so much for watching, and please like and subscribe. Click on the bell icon so you'll get a notice on my next tutorial, and I have lots of stuff to review still. So thank you so much. Bye.